start with questions.
Hey Coach, Doug Farmer, VAP. Two-part question. One is, how tough is that style to play against so early in the season? Because I know you talked about yesterday in practice how tough it is to prepare for it, so just seeing it live, how tough was it? Second part is just how important is Lucy to you guys so far this season?
Yeah, well, I think it is definitely a challenge. I think everybody that plays against it that first time, just a constant change of lineup, but also just that constant pressure. So I think we did a pretty good job of knowing the personnel. But the times we did forget, they made you pay. A couple of the three-pointers there at the end, we just forgot who our shooter was. We forgot who our driver was, right? You kind of have to play the odds on that a little bit so we can wear on you. So I think that was, it'll be interesting to see when they go through the SEC, right? To kind of see when you can kind of get more and more used to it, but it's hard to really replicate it, just because in practice you're trying to throw different lineups in there. But I think a lot of it was also the residual effect of the full court pressure. I think when we did get it across, we had a lot of unforced errors that I will credit Tennessee for only because of the residual. But it gets you a little amped, right? You're trying to make a post entry pass you made 100 times, but it's 2 feet to the left, or we're forcing something that's 6 feet high, and so you have to give credit to that. So it's definitely a challenge, and I think any coach would want to run it back and do it again, either right now or do it tomorrow.
And Lucy, just how she's helped you guys so far.
Oh, great, yeah. I mean, I always tell Lucy, and I wish I could coach her more than 1 year, right? But I think her playmaking ability, in our situation, it's been a while too that we've been able to be pressed because we've had a secure lineup for the last 3-4 years. So just getting used to our other guys handling the press, and then she's coming in and trying to run it, lead the team. It's a lot on her because we have 6 out of our 14 players are new, and actually 13 because one didn't play last year. So she's got a lot on her plate, and then when you get pressed like that, I told the team, you're never going to win with 30 turnovers. But it was a 1-possession game with 3 minutes left, and we had 27. So we got a little fortunate there, but that shows you that I think the positive side of that is we hung pretty tough in most categories on defense. We didn't do the right things offensively.
Lucy, Jen, good to see you both. For each of you, I have, Lucy, for you, what is the skill that's most easily translated from your Nova experience over here to Iowa? What's the thing that's come in, let's say, the most challenging? And then Jen, I have one for you.
That's a good question. I think just mentally, learning to play with new players and learning a new offense. That was probably the hardest thing for me. I don't know about physical basketball skill, but mentally, I think, yeah.
Jan, for you to see Addie having the kind of breakout that she's having, not just for the impact that it is for herself, but I'm wondering how much of an impact that has on Hannah Stuelke, being able to play her at the 4, being able to allow her to play obviously a very different game, and one that probably you guys expected more from her coming into her Iowa career.
I expected more, which one, Addie or Hannah?
Of Hannah. How much has Addie's breakout allowed you to get more of the type of Hannah experience you probably
because I think Hannah, she's playing more of her natural position now.
Right.
And so having Addie be able to carry that load has really been helpful. Hannah missed a lot of the summer, so I think I'm still trying to get comfortable with Hannah being a true power forward. I think in time we'll get there, but we saw tonight, she had some pretty strong competition, didn't let her get to the rim quite as much. We weren't able to really get her free up for an outside shot either. So I got a little bit of work to do there, but it's nice we can keep Hannah at the 4, and I think we'll continue to see progression out of her.
Thank you both.
In a lot of ways, this is a transitional year for you guys. Obviously, with you taking over as head coach, the new players, losing Caitlin Clark and other players as well. How has that transition been like for you guys, especially because you've had to totally reinvent your offense and you're playing a totally different style than a year ago?
Yeah, I think, it's strangely different, but it's strangely the same just because, I know everybody that works the Carver, I know everything about the lay of the land there. I mean, it's heck of big shoes to fill for sure, right? But I'm really, happy I got the shot, and this group is a really good group. I think the only thing I'm really disappointed tonight is they're really a lot better than what they showed. I tried like heck to get them ready with the press. I obviously fail as a coach, but they're a really good unit. They've given everything. They've welcomed the challenge. They're proud that Caitlin Clark and company came, but they understand that pages turn and chapters need to be rewritten. And I think they've done a really beautiful job since the season started. But I mean, this isn't any surprise. I mean, no disrespect to anybody we've played, but Tennessee's an SEC team with tremendous athletes. I think it was one that we could have had a shot. Had we played like I've seen us play, I think we could have maybe showed a little better. I'm not saying we would have won, but I think it's just hard to feel good about it when you have that many turnovers. So, I got a lot of work to do with that transitional period when it comes to the press break, but I'm proud of them. I told them I was proud of them at shoot around, and that doesn't change. It doesn't change with, how we didn't perform well, but they're giving me everything they got, and that's all any coach can ask.
Yeah, Coach, why don't you talk about how much of an honor it is for Iowa to be playing in the Ruckus crowd at the Barclays Center that's almost sold out?
Yeah, I told them that a little bit before the game. There's very few times in life you really get to be first, get to be first at something. And I feel I've been really lucky in my career. I've had 3 really big firsts. This is one of them, right? Because this is the Champions Classic. And, Gino, I know, worked with Fox, and Gino is just such an, amazing, just everything for our game. And he really worked to get this type of a showcase and for our program to be at a place where we got invited. I really felt just so proud and blessed for that. I also wanted to hold the standard. I'm disappointed we lost, but I think, we were right there. So I'm really thankful for that. But I've also been first when it came to the NIL. We had a kid named Caitlin Clark. That was fun. And then I'm going to be first when it comes to the rev share, trying to figure that out. So I feel like I'm kind of an oldie in this profession and a brand new gig. But I'm really thankful when I get to be part of first. And I told these young women, I said, man, this is a moment. Win or lose, you got to be something, part of something really special. And I think you have to take time to celebrate that, regardless if you win or lose.
And Lucy Olsen, if I could, why don't you talk about, pretty much the same question I asked, and to expand on it, your experience playing your first game at the Barclays Center in your college basketball career?
Yeah, it was really cool. I mean, the stadium's so big, and I think Coach Shea did a good job of making sure we knew how special it was, so we didn't take anything for granted. And yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'm going to love this place anymore because we lost, but it was a really cool experience, and I'm glad I got to be a part of it.
Appreciate this. Thank you.
Lucy, you heard your coach talk a little bit about Hannah and what the expectation is for her this season, but in playing with her, what stands out to you and what she means to this roster on and off the court?
Yeah, I mean, she's awesome. She's an incredible player in person. Yeah, I didn't know she had ball skills like that. So dribbling up the court, I'm like, okay, point guard, you take it. But yeah, it's been fun getting to play with her, and I think we have a lot more to build off of each other with, and it's still early in the season, but I think things are going to click soon, and it'll be really fun to play with her even more.
Jan, hi, for you. I'm curious how you would define your team's offensive identity right now, and where do you want it to go?
Well, I think we need to continue to utilize our post play a little bit more. We didn't. I wanted to hit the post from the top and in, but the pressure made us forget that, and we really tried to force it from the wing, and we just kept forgetting every year weak side. But I'd like us to be a little bit more inside-outside oriented. And I think tonight, I don't think this question to anybody that plays Tennessee, it's hard to define it tonight, because that team is going to make you win ugly, and it'll probably make you lose ugly, unless you have some tremendous depth of ball handlers. And that's just one thing right now with a relatively young team in the sense of minutes played in pressure situations. Kylie and Sid, they didn't play a whole lot of minutes, so now I'm asking them to break press and handle it. And so tonight, I don't think is indicative of the type of offense that we can play, but I will tell you we're not where we need to be or we're going to be. The offense we play is a 4-out, 1-in. I'd like to go inside out. It gets better with time. It's a lot of reads. But tonight, I wouldn't give us a passing grade with reads, but I'm going to give a heck of a lot of credit to Tennessee.
Take one more.
Hey, Jan, Andy Lipton. The game can go either way with 2 minutes to go. Was fatigue a factor? Did they just wear you out those last 2 minutes where they created those turnovers?
I don't think physically it was, but it was mentally. Because the pressure, the pressure will get you. The pressure weighs on the mind. And I really thought when we had can someone tell me, was it about a 6-point lead? Was that one time or maybe it was 4, at a pivotal point, and we could have made one basket that I think, in my mind, would have swung it in that at the mid to the end of the third. And we had an error, a turnover that was kind of unforced. And I think it was mentally fatiguing. They got tight. And so yes, that was, but I think our physical shape was fine.
Gotcha, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you all for covering women's basketball. Appreciate it.
Thank you.